Mr. Brown is visiting New Delhi with a large delegation of British business leaders after spending 2 days in China on his first trip to Asia as Prime Minister. His whirlwind tour has focused on expanding trade and investment and on cooperation in controlling climate change. While some experts estimate India is at least 10 years behind China in terms of its development profile, many Western business leaders believe that its growth opportunities are potentially much bigger. The two countries both have populations in excess of 1 billion, but India's burgeoning middle class, among which English is more widely spoken than in China, is bolstering foreign interest amid potential market reform. The World Bank forecasts India's gross domestic product growth at 8.4% this year, down from 9% last year, while China's growth rate is expected to slip to 10.8% from 11.3%. In contrast, Europe's growth rate is expected to be under 3%.
I believe that the world's oldest democracy and the world's biggest democracy can work well together for the future, not just to create strong economies and prosperous societies in both our countries, but to build a stronger and better world.
Mr. Brown spoke at a formal welcoming ceremony hosted by Indian Prime Minister Manmohan Singh at Rashtrapati Bhavan, the red sandstone colonial-era presidential palace. He called for the creation of an annual United Nations fund of $200 million to provide immediate support for reconstruction in nations recovering from violent conflict.
We can and must do more to make our global institutions more representative. I support India's bid for a permanent place at the United Nations Security Council and to work with others on an expanded UN Council. There is an urgent need for financing sustainable environmental development in developing countries. So while we will strengthen the World Bank's focus on poverty and on poverty reduction, the World Bank's capacity and its global reach should make it also for the first time the World Bank not just for development, but the World Bank for the environment, and ensure that its development programmes provide an integrated approach to tackling both poverty reduction and climate change. I propose that the IMF should act with the same kind of independence as a central bank in a national country. It should make its focus the surveillance of the global economic and financial system. Its role should be to prevent crises and not simply to manage or resolve them as in the past. And in a wider role, the IMF, working with the Global Financial Stability Forum, should be at the heart of what we need, an early warning system involving regulators and supervisors in all countries for financial turbulence affecting the global economy.
Later today, the British Prime Minister is expected to lay a wreath at the memorial to Mahatma Gandhi. He is also scheduled to attend a degree awards ceremony and launch a sports programme at the University of Delhi.